This case is always going to stick with me because there's so many unanswered questions.
They say they're out of leads after spending more than a month looking for this missing high school student.
I definitely was hoping she was still alive and still out there and we could go save her.
For those most affected by a homicide.
I remember hearing my mom's cries in the background, and I couldn't sleep because not knowing what happened to Susana was killing me.
The first 48 is just the beginning.
I've not seen any sharp force injuries to the bones.
There was no obvious cause of death.
And that's a huge deficit to have in a homicide investigation. Without that, it makes it tough.
This is the story of the fight for justice.
There just wasn't any evidence to show that he caused her death.
In the weeks, months, and years.
We are anxious because of the bomb that the defense attorney dropped. We are all anticipating what is he going to say.
Gwinnett County 911.
I need to make a report. My sister's been missing since yesterday.
What's your sister's name?
Susana Morales.
I'll have an officer out to meet with you and your mom.
Okay, thank you so much.
Buenos días.
Mi hija ayer a las 6 de la tarde se fue de su amiga según y su teléfono está apagado.
Sabemos que llegó a la casa de la amiga supuestamente, pero ellos dicen que se fue a las 9 de la casa de ella.
I felt a little overwhelmed because we're all wondering, did she get kidnapped? I'm just like, what could have happened?
Su location marcó que la última vez fue a las 10:30.
She was like 360 with her friends, and it pinged her last location. So her friends went to go look at that last location, but didn't send anything.
¿Te había hecho esto antes?
Nunca ha dejado contestar y me dice que nunca...
¿Qué tenía puesto cuando se fue?
Eso se miraba ayer.
Sí,
es la mejor foto que tengo.
My mom, she felt it in her heart that something was wrong.
Ahí le encargo mucho, por favor.
Okay.
Gracias.
I was hoping that maybe she did run away and they would find her.
For several weeks, Gwinnett County's Special Victims Unit attempts to retrace Susana's steps, interview her friends, and respond to alleged sightings of her, only to come up empty.
They say they're out of leads after spending more than a month looking for this missing high school student.
This flyer is all across Norcross and Gwinnett County.
I felt like I couldn't stay still. I had to do something. If I would even sit down for a second, I would feel guilt. I had to make sure everybody knew her face to remind people that we're still looking for her.
After months without any leads on Susana's whereabouts,
SU's been working a missing juvenile case for going actually 6 months today. I was super drawn to this case, and I would always follow up and ask them what progress had been made. I kind of inserted myself into the case. I definitely was hoping she was still alive and we could go save her.
16-year-old Susana Morales lives in Norcross, Georgia, with her mother and 2 sisters. A junior at Meadow Creek High School and a member of the cheerleading team.
July 26th, Susana was contacted by her mother and instructed to come home. She lived walking distance. Susana then begins traveling down Singleton Road, and she's captured on this camera. Her friend was tracking her through Life 360. Then out of nowhere, she starts going the opposite direction and at a speed of 40 miles per hour, indicating she was in a vehicle. They drove for about 5 minutes, and then there was an alert sent to the friend's phone. It then sent off a crash alert, but there's no reports of a car accident there. So to me, that says her phone was tossed out of the vehicle. That's the only thing that made sense. And then the phone remained in that area until it died the following day. After reviewing all the Life 360 alerts, I definitely knew in the back of my mind that there was going to be some kind of foul play.
2 weeks later.
911, what's the location of the emergency?
I was just out walking through the woods off the side of 316.
A call comes in from a remote area 25 miles from where Susana was last seen.
I found a human skeleton. It's pretty old. It's very weathered.
All right, we're going to have an officer head out that way.
That way is a little walk.
Show us.
Patrol secures the scene and calls for homicide.
Over there. There's another fibula.
While Carter works an unrelated case, detectives join County Medical Examiner Dr. Carol Terry.
It was dark, so it's harder to see what's not there. And the bones were somewhat scattered.
We retrieved a significant portion of the skeleton. The skull is complete. There's no clothing. There's no wallet. There's no, possessions, no effects.
I have not seen any sharp force injuries to the bones.
Right now, we don't have a cause of death.
I know this is likely going to be a challenging case because the soft tissue is gone. And you may need the soft tissue to establish what the cause of death is.
Looking at it, the growth plates is not fused.
My assistant who's there is texting our forensic anthropology expert pictures of the remains.
She said tibia younger, 17, 18-ish.
She said, this looks like a young Hispanic female. Do you have any missing Hispanic females?
All of us in homicide immediately thought of Susanna.
They were sending pictures of what they had out there, which included her hair, which was the same color as Susanna's hair. My heart dropped at that point.
Dr. Cherry found in the ground some of the teeth that had fallen out post-mortem.
If I can get the dental chart on this person, it should be an easy identification to make.
Because we got fillings in tooth number 14. They're pretty distinctive.
I was hoping that it wasn't Susanna. You see all these other cases where people are found alive. So there was still hope that she was out there.
While the team waits for the dental remains to be identified.
We started looking for bones the size of thumbnail.
We needed to do a line and grid search of that area for any clothing, identification, anything that could tell us who the remains belonged to. It was a very serious mood because I think we all kind of had a feeling who the remains might end up being. Hey, y'all hold up. The pre-recruit kind of raised his hand and said, hey, I think you need to come look at this.
What the hell? The recruit found a gun.
Never in my wildest dreams would I thought we'd have found a gun laying in the woods. And I couldn't believe it.
Probably 30 yards past where the skeletal remains were found. It's definitely suspicious.
You want to run that really quick?
We had the serial number ran over the air through our dispatch.
It means it's stolen.
The day after Susanna went missing, the gun was reported stolen from the same apartment complex where she was last seen.
The likelihood of that being a coincidence just wasn't possible.
As the search wraps up,
Saw the vehicle driveway.
Yeah.
Carter arrives after getting an update about the gun.
I got super excited because now I'm like, okay, we're getting somewhere.
That's where the gun was actually found, is where that dead ends.
I want to talk to the guy who reported it missing.
The owner of that firearm was priority number one, to talk to them and see how their gun ended up in the woods out there.
Back at headquarters,
Miles Bryant, the guy who reported his gun stolen the day after Susanna went missing. He reported from his courtesy officer job at Westgate Village.
Miles Bryant lives at the same complex where Susanna visited friends the night she went missing. He also works security there.
God, this is crazy. At that moment, I thought, it's not something you run into every day. It's like getting crazy.
Where is the officer?
Doraville.
The gun owner, 22-year-old Miles Bryant, works for the Doraville Police Department, 20 miles southwest of Gwinnett. He has served in the Army for 4 years.
No criminal history, which I figured, but he's definitely a suspect in some odd behaviors. Miles had a documented history where he was listed in multiple reports of him allegedly breaking into girls' homes, allegedly stalking another female. The neighbor then showed her video of a man with his face covered in a hoodie, grab doorknob, twist it, and push the door, then leave. She believes the person was Miles Bryant.
This incident was investigated 4 months after Susanna went missing, but charges were never filed.
This guy right here is tingling a lot. He's sticking out.
My gut feeling, Miles was the guy that we needed to start focusing on. But I've learned that 9 times out of 10, my intuition and my gut feeling are correct, but just your gut feeling isn't enough to arrest anybody.
The next thing we needed to do was getting his phone records, which were going to help us identify where he was at the time Susanna went missing.
The next day,
we obtained dental records for Susanna that were then provided to the medical examiner, and she confirmed that the remains were Susanna. Cause of death? It is going to be ruled undetermined because of the state of decomposition and lack of evidence. There was no obvious cause of death, which was kind of frustrating.
That's a huge deficit to have in a homicide investigation. Without that, it's hard to reach the threshold of those murder warrants.
Carter turns her focus to Susana's family.
Break the horrible news.
Yo conocí a la detective Carter cuando llevó la noticia a la casa. Ellos pudieron explicar y que pudo haber sido estrangulada. Es algo que me atormentó, el sufrimiento de ella en esas horas, en esos minutos, ¿me entiende? Porque hicieron tanta maldad a mi niña que no hacía mal a nadie.
I remember hearing my mom's cries in the background, and I couldn't sleep because of the not knowing what happened to her was killing me.
While waiting on Miles Bryant's phone records,
I looked on my floorboard and the my Glock 19 holster is on the floorboard.
Fortunately, we were able to find the body camera from when Miles reported his gun as stolen.
I don't really care about, the detective, stuff like that. I just want to get on GCIC, at least some perp get caught on the side of the road with it, So I got you.
It was definitely odd because he mentioned not needing detectives to investigate. No cop is going to be okay with their gun missing unless you didn't want the police to go look for it.
Definitely raised a lot of red flags that he was trying to hide something.
2 days later,
We just got phone records back on our suspect. He is in the wood line at 1 a.m. Miles' cell phone records put him in the wooded area where Susana was located. I have chills right now.
For where Miles lived, it's probably a 30 to 45-minute drive, so it definitely was suspicious that he was out there a few hours after she went missing.
I definitely started feeling a lot more urgency because he's in a position that he could put more people in harm's way. There's no question. We need to move on him. We need to talk to him.
3 days later,
I don't want to go reaching the front door. We need to go up and knock. So if we go in there with flashbangs and guns and everything else, he ain't gonna see.
Well, there were many discussions on how to approach Miles.
We kind of wanted to play it like, oh, cool, like, we just need your help. You're one of us.
He says no and tries to shut the door. Are we stopping him?
I think at that point, we have to tell him we have a search warrant.
You're detained.
the team heads out to Miles's apartment.
Me and Garrick just went and sat in the complex.
Target's walking towards the F-150.
Until he walked outside, and then we approached him on foot.
Hey, man, what's up? You doing all right? Here, we're trying to look for anybody helping us out with that missing girl.
Oh. You got some time to come up to our headquarters and just talk about, you know, what you see on a daily basis?
Yeah, does it be today?
Yeah. We got no leads, man. We're just trying to document everything. That's all we are. Get up front seat, all right, man?
There was a lot riding on this interview. At that point in time, we didn't know if he took Susana, how she died, why all this happened. We didn't know anything.
Since we didn't have a cause of death for her, and there wasn't enough evidence for probable cause at that time. If he did do it, then I wanted him to confess. So I charged him with the murder.
¿Qué día fue?
Su día de cumpleaños.
Día de las mamás. Este es mi cumpleaños. Ella ahí está feliz con sus flores. Mira, siempre con su sonrisa hermosa. Todos los videos, todas las fotos de Susana, usted la va a ver con una gran sonrisa.
Susana era tan creativa. Susana se hacía letras basadas en sus emociones.
I would love hearing her sing. She was learning the piano, the guitar. I just love watching her do that.
Pasión por la música pensó como de muy pequeña. Pero Susana para mí fue como una hija. Yo sé que usted es su madre y ella fue mi hermana.
Yo sé que, pero tú la cuidaste desde cuando estaba pequeña porque yo solo estoy trabajando.
Y fue muy apegada a mí en el sentido de que yo la tomé como que mi responsabilidad como mamá. Y para mí fue muy duro. Y yo agradezco a Dios por haber experimentado los momentos tan bellos con Susana.
More than 6 months after Susanna went missing,
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm good. I'm Detective Carter. I'm lead on this. This was the first time I ever interrogated a police officer about a potential murder. So my goal was definitely to build rapport with him and make him comfortable.
We were trying to keep him calm, not to tip him off that we're looking at him for this missing person and murder.
So I've been getting a lot for this case. So I got to start working a little bit more. How long have you been with Doraville?
About 2 years.
Hell yeah.
I think I'll come to Gwinnett, though.
You should, because we need people. Yeah. I didn't know if the strategy was going to work with him because he's also trained in interview techniques and strategies. So you said that you possibly went out like patrolling that night. Do you remember anything? Anything that stands out to you?
Not really. At that time, no. That was a while ago, man.
So I know that your gun was stolen. Do you know if it was located or anything yet?
No, I haven't heard anything.
At that point, we wanted to start laying the trap for Miles.
So I started giving him little bits and pieces of information that I knew. So we did find your gun, actually, yes. You watched the news, you know we found Susanna. But there was actually a gun found out there too.
For real?
Yeah, and it's the same serial number. I wanted to get his reaction to see what he would say. He was like, oh, that's crazy, but it didn't seem like a genuine shock. Do you know where she was found?
316 somewhere.
Do you ever go in the woods and stuff out there?
In the woods now.
I need you to think really hard though with me. Think of anybody that was out there that night, because I know you were out there patrolling that night.
Me and my girlfriend actually arguing that night.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I just was driving around.
What were y'all arguing about?
Miles says his girlfriend confronted him about cheating on her.
Yeah, I went toward, God, this sounds bad. This sounds terrible. Probably went up Lawrenceville area.
Lawrenceville's pretty big, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
It is over about 316.
I mean, you're saying that's bad. You mean the area where...
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. My gun was found in that area, you know. Technically was in that area, stuff like that, you know.
I don't think you have anything to hide. I mean, you're a police officer.
No disrespect. I'm really getting, you know, I say perk vibes. It's feel like suspect vibes right now.
Why?
The way y'all talking.
We're just talking. I think he felt like he was still kind of in control at that point, but I think he also knew that he was in trouble. So I did get your phone records. So I know you were already up there.
I don't know what you're thinking, but no.
We know you were there, but we need to figure out why and what happened.
I'm being 100%. I've literally never seen her.
Your phone is right there where your gun was dropped.
Carter kind of flipped the script and put the pressure on him. I think Miles felt powerless in that moment.
I was on 316, but in the woods, no. I would not do that. I'm nervous right now.
You've been nervous the whole time.
Take a minute, take a breath. You got
y'all put me as a suspect in this.
It's a question about if you are a cold-blooded killer or if you made a mistake.
I would not do that and say, well, maybe I messed up. No, none of that. I'm not involved.
All right. Well, we do have to get your phones, okay? All right. Just hang out.
It's definitely frustrating. We were hitting dead ends. If he's not going to change his stance, we needed to take a break and regroup.
He's not going to come off of it. You want to try? No, maybe it's because I'm a female. Given his history, I didn't think he really respected women. So I made the decision to switch places with Sergeant Poppy to hopefully see if Miles would respond to him more.
So we read body language, right? Big time. And the stuff you're giving us is just not telling us that you're not guilty.
I did not do that.
Most people who say that do not say it that way.
Me and Sergeant Poppy went back in and kind of just hit Miles a little more aggressively.
Why was your gun being stolen of so little importance to you?
I have a lot of guns.
So
I went and reported.
You told the officer, you don't even have to investigate this.
Because if we
investigate it, we're going to find it and it's going to be near a dead body that you killed.
No. I feel like you reported it stolen.
Because you're trying to set up an alibi for your gun.
No, it's not why. I'm Sergeant King is a suspect.
Miles was either going to break and confess, or he was going to shut down and say he's done talking.
Hoping you were going to be a man and own up to whatever you did. You don't represent this badge. At all. You'll be charged.
Since Miles didn't confess to anything during his interview, we weren't able to charge him with the murder.
But we knew he made a false report for his gun being stolen, and we knew that he was out there at the time that she was likely dropped there. So we charged him with concealing a death and false report of a crime.
The decision was made to charge him with these crimes to get him off the streets because he's clearly a danger. I definitely was nervous and anxious because if we don't find the evidence that we needed to charge him with the murder, he could potentially walk.
While Miles awaits a potential bond hearing to be released from jail.
Holy, look how many steps he's taken in these 10-minute periods.
What is that you're looking at?
His activity sensors.
Carter makes a discovery in the data downloaded from Miles's phone.
It showed that he had taken a huge amount of steps within such a short period of time. At 1:20 a.m., he traveled 381 meters, 1:31, 140 meters, 1:41, 373 meters.
The activity was recorded when Miles's phone was in the woods where Susanna's remains were found.
Miles's activity was a game changer because the amount of steps he was taking indicated somebody searching for something. I think he was trying to find his gun.
Then,
Here we go. We were able to get search history where we saw he was Googling things like, how long does it take a body to decompose?
the internet search was made after Susanna disappeared.
Mic drop.
Can I get my warrant now, please?
After all the cell phone evidence, Carter was able to charge Miles with the murder of Susanna Morales.
My initial impressions of Miles' case, I thought it was a strong case. There was no motive. There was no cause of death. So we don't know how she died. There was zero evidence to go towards the murder case, in my opinion.
That was going to be one of the largest defenses that we are going to have to overcome. Because we had no cause of death, how can you prove this was a murder?
Could she have been stabbed? Sure. Could she have been shot and it didn't hit the bone? Sure. But I can't say absolutely, just by looking at these bones here, that this establishes a definitive cause of death, because it doesn't.
Because we couldn't prove how this happened, we had to prove, why would he do this? In researching and investigating Miles Bryant, he had a history of allegedly stalking women. So we charged him with malice murder, kidnapping, and criminal attempt to commit rape, that he intended to rape her.
During their research, prosecutors discover evidence of alleged stalking or other suspicious behavior by Bryant towards multiple women. They submit the evidence to the judge, even though none of the cases led to charges.
This case was based on circumstantial evidence. So we needed to present these alleged acts to the jury to show his motive and intent.
Nearly 2 years after Susanna's death, the trial of Miles Bryant begins.
State ready?
We're ready.
Defense ready?
La primera vez que lo vi, me sentí como que se calentó mi sangre.
I couldn't even look at him. I didn't even want to see his face.
I attended every day of the trial instead of just coming to testify. It was really, really important case to me. So wanted to make sure everything went right.
Then,
Ms. Drake, you said there was something to take up?
Yes, Your Honor.
right before opening statements,
This Life 360 that the court has heard a lot about, I think it is error to bring that in, and I would ask that it be kept out at this time.
This, to us, came out of nowhere. We had already had days of pretrial motions, and the defense attorney starts to try and keep out something that was essential to our case. These are screenshots of the Life 360 app that show Susanna's movements from that evening. This shows to us that Susanna was taken against her will and in a completely different direction from her home.
The Life 360 is a form of hearsay through the photograph. The state was unable to produce business records from Life 360. Those have to be requested within 6 months. So the only way that they could get in anything would be through these individual photographs.
Without that Life 360 evidence, our case would have been much harder to prove to a jury.
That was the crux of the whole state's case.
If we didn't have that evidence, we have no direction to go in.
At this point, that is hearsay because it's not a business record exception.
The defense was arguing that because these screenshots from her friends' phones didn't come from the Life 360 corporate headquarters, that they were not official. We relied on case law that shows that people who receive the messages are able to testify to it.
The judge makes her ruling.
I am denying Mr. Bryant's motion.
That moment was important to us because that Life 360 evidence was essential.
Does the state wish to make an opening statement?
Would you, Mark? He was supposed to serve and protect. Instead, he abused. He is a cop who turned into a killer.
You don't have to lie to my client. And in fact, at the conclusion of this trial, you're going to think that he is the most callous, uncaring coward that you have ever seen. But if you're going to hear from Miles Bryant, he's going to explain to you exactly what happened.
We are shocked. None of us expected that Miles Bryant is going to testify.
That had always been our strategy. I felt that in order for any shot at an acquittal, he needed to testify.
We are anxious because of the bomb that Tracy Drake dropped. We are all anticipating what is he going to say.
State ready to proceed with this first witness? Okay.
Prosecutors call Susanna's mother, Maria, to the stand.
How long was it from when Susanna disappeared to when the police found her?
Casi 7 meses.
Almost 7 months.
What went through your mind at that moment when you heard?
Yo la esperaba.
I was waiting for her.
Y la sigo esperando.
And I'm still waiting for her.
My heart really broke for her. You could feel her pain. I cannot fathom what she went through all those months.
Did you ever know that she would smoke marijuana?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you ever hear Susanna tell you that she did anything else other than marijuana?
No. We had to get that information out there because we figured the defense attorney would try to smear Susanna's character.
You mentioned you thought that she had tried a drug, something crystal. Would that be crystal meth?
Can't say for sure.
Do you also remember telling Detective Carter that it was something meth?
Possibly, yes. I can't say for sure.
The fact that there had been some drug use by the victim was very important to our case. The idea that perhaps she had overdosed was a very big defense and a very real possibility.
The state summons the first of multiple women who alleged suspicious behavior by Bryant, Susanna's high school friend who was with her the night she went missing. The friend lived in the same apartment complex as Miles.
Had you ever had any personal interactions with the defendant before Susanna disappeared?
Yes.
And can you tell us what those are?
We were there at the pool and he came with his backpack and he had a drink with him and he had little shot cups and he had edibles and stuff. And he asked how old I was. And then when I told him my age, he still wanted to talk to me, but didn't talk to me because of my age, but he still offered the edibles.
And Susanna was with you?
Yes.
During those?
Yes.
We thought it was important for jurors to see, why would he target Susanna? Why would he pick her up? Well, he had done these type of things before.
Yes, it looks horrible that he's approaching minors and offering them drugs. However, it does establish that Susanna knew who he was, and it does emphasize that possibly she had a bad reaction to a drug or overdosed.
Day 3 of the trial. Prosecutors call a former classmate of Miles to the stand.
What do you have Mr. Bryant saved in as your phone?
Miles the stalker with an axe and a hole.
Did you put that in there?
I sure did.
Ring doorbell cameras from her neighbors shows Miles Bryant trying to break into this young woman's apartment over and over again.
What did you see when you looked through the peephole?
He started knocking on the door, and then as I backed away, he started kicking on it harder. I grabbed my gun and I peeked through the peephole. I cocked the gun back and he had his pointed at the door as well.
Did you end up speaking to law enforcement?
I don't think they sent the unit. They called my phone, but nobody ever came.
Her belief was that because he was a police officer, she was ignored.
I knew that the prior bad acts kind of puts a bad taste in the jurors' mouths, but that doesn't mean that they had proven kidnapping, rape, or murder.
Finally, the state calls their key witness, Chief Medical Examiner, Dr. Carol Terry.
As Dr. Terry is coming into court, all of us were nervous about what were the jurors gonna think, because she's the one who ultimately says, this is a murder. And we didn't have that.
All right, good afternoon, Dr. Terry, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Worst case scenario was that the defense grilled her as to why there's no cause of death, and the jury start believing some of those defense arguments, and we lose a murder charge.
Dr. Terry, were you able to make any conclusions in your report?
Yes, these circumstances are very suspicious for homicidal violence, but I can't prove it because of the condition of the remains.
We anticipated the most questions from the defense to Dr. Terry. How do we know what happened to Susanna? All of this is speculation. All of this is circumstantial evidence.
But then...
Dr. Terry, thank you so much, and Ms. Drakeman has some questions for you.
Actually, I'm leaving this to Mr. Dobbs.
Okay, Mr. Dobbs.
He did such a good job, I don't have any questions.
We didn't need to ask her any questions. Dr. Terry was unable to say, this is the manner in which she died. So there was really no evidence to disprove that it wasn't an overdose in this case.
The state calls their final witness.
Good morning, Detective Carter.
Good morning.
And submits their last piece of evidence against Miles.
Miles Bryant was dispatched to a residence regarding a missing juvenile. While on scene, the juvenile returns home.
Something was happening to you. We're doing a rape or a missing person, then we find your body out there in the woods. Then what?
In the video, he says these striking words, things that we don't expect police officers to say to kids.
People are my size, big, and just come snatch you up. You can scream, you can shout all you want. They're gonna throw you in the back of the van and go take you, and your parents will never see you again.
This happens just months before Susanna is reporting missing. Miles Bryant is here snitching on himself, talking about all things that preview the awful, horrendous acts he committed on Susanna. It's frightening.
It was a blow to the case, and that's why he needed to testify.
Swear you in? Do you swear or affirm that testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I did fear that he would come as a juror, that he had nothing to do with it. But more than anything, we wanted to know the truth about what happened.
Do you understand that no one can make or compel you to testify?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand that you have the right to not testify if you do not want to?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you personally, Miles Bryant, want to testify or not?
No, ma'am.
I felt it was necessary, but obviously it's his right to not testify.
All right, y'all may be seated.
I believe he just got a little bit worried that he would say the wrong thing trying to explain himself.
That was a huge letdown for the family because those answers, they'll never get.
The jury begins deliberations.
Waiting on a verdict is awful. You rehash in your mind the whole trial.
I was nervous, and I was wondering why it was taking them so long to decide.
I did not think that they proved beyond a reasonable doubt that he himself caused her death. Perhaps she had overdosed, and Mr. Bryant simply freaked out and made a very bad decision to dispose of her body.
Has the jury reached a verdict? Okay, if you'll hand it to my bailiff.
It was the longest 3 minutes of my life. Tell us, just say it.
State of Georgia versus Miles Bryant. Count 1, malice murder. We, the jury, found the defendant guilty.
I lost it. The attorneys, they were like, calm down. But I was just so excited because I knew all of the work paid off.
I remember tears coming to my eyes, and I looked back at Susanna's mom because that's what we were here for.
¿Se sintió que se hizo justicia? Miles Bryant es un monstruo y está donde debe estar para que no siga haciendo mal a las jovencitas.
This case is always going to stick with me because there's so many unanswered questions. He should have been stopped a long time ago, and he should have never had the ability to do this to her.
Miles Bryant abused the badge. In this awful, awful case, it was so important that there were so many strong women that put a stop to that.
More than 3 years after she was killed, Susanna's family visits her memorial.
I will forever miss Susanna. Sometimes I forget that she's not even here, and then I remember. It's really hard. Thank you for coming.
Of course. I wanted to
Thank
see you. Seeing the memorial, it just reminds me of why I do what I do. It makes me really sad still.
She wants to know if we can go all the way in there. Yeah.
En mi corazón hay dolor. Trato de seguir al día, pero morí ese día que ella se fue.
I'm sorry, guys. There's a phrase in Spanish, paz que pasa todo entendimiento. Although it hurts so bad sometimes that I can't breathe, that she's not with me, the only thing that gives me peace is God.